Hey guys, and happy birthday to Doctor Who. Well, New Who. This day, 15 years ago, came back with New Who. Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor. And, I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't interested in the Eccleston era. I started watching with David Tennant. I think most of it seems like that seems to be a normal thing for people to say. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't watch Eccleston. I came in during David Tennant. I mean, it's not really unusual. David Eccleston or Christopher Eccleston. Wow, David Tennant, Christopher. Okay, yeah, Christopher Eccleston. He didn't have many episodes. He had what, maybe 10, 12. Probably one of the shortest Doctors, if not the shortest of any Doctor. Um, he says problems with the BBC and stuff like that, and he didn't really want to play the Doctor as long as these issues were continuing. So he did his role and he did it well, and then he passed the torch on to David Tennant, who became the next Doctor. So the first episode of, and we're not gonna watch it. I was watching the episodes before, and I thought, well, if we're talking about all that, old intro for New Who, would be a nice thing to look at while I ramble on. But yeah, the first episode is called Rose because we're introduced to Rose, and I think she was a really good character considering, when you first see her, she's just ordinary. She's not, she's just a kid essentially. She's supposed to be a young, like a not teenager, but someone who's over 18 but not quite fully an adult yet. And of course, played by Billie Piper, who, anyone who watched back then, I'm pretty sure they fancied Billie Piper. So you could say it was eye candy for the guys to stay interested, but even when you don't have females, you're still interested in the companion. It's like, even with new stuff, like Yaz and Ryan, I could give a flip about, but Graham is interesting. If Graham was the only companion, I wouldn't have a problem. He's funny, and he does more than Yaz and Ryan combined. So, companions, it didn't have to be all females. The next male we got technically was Rory, but of course, he was with Amy, so he wasn't the only companion. And you can consider, Jack, not really a companion. He just kind of pops up from time to time. But so it's unfortunately male companions. That was like an old school thing. Now it's more focused on the female companions. But anyways, I digress. I've been talking about that a while. But yeah, so it starts out with Rose and goes about her daily life. She works in a shop, and she kind of gets sucked into this whole Doctor bit. So she had plenty of chances to just kind of turn away, just kind of lead a normal life, but she wasn't happy with her life. Between her mom, who was kind of cray cray, to her boyfriend Mickey, who he is a complete pussy, and yeah, he's a great not a great person, but I should say he's nice, but if it was a real thing, it's like, what did she see in him? Apart from possibly a because his personality, it's about as interesting as a bowl of grape nuts. It's just, it's not there. The flavor and what makes a person just is not there. He's so she kind of wants more in life, and then she has a chance to because she meets the doctor. And at first, at the end of the episode, she has a chance, and at first she declines it. He's like, "Oh yeah, I can travel anywhere in space," and blah blah blah. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'd rather just stay here, and someone's got to take care of this lug," and start walking away. TARDIS starts taking off, disappears. They start walking off. TARDIS comes back and it's like, "Oh yeah, did I happen to mention it can go anywhere in time too?" So then she gives Mickey a kiss on the cheek and says, "Thank you," and he says, "For what?" And she's like, "Exactly," because he hasn't done anything. I mean, how can you not? If you're dating Billy fucking Piper, you want to spend as much time with her as possible. She is, back then and even now, she is very attractive. It's like Click, the movie with Adam Sandler with the remote, with Christopher Walken and, "Hey, get out of here." He's in the movie. His wife is played by Kate Beckinsale. She is gorgeous. I mean, if you had a wife that's smoking hot, why would you? I don't care if, "Oh yeah, my job and this and that." If your wife is fucking, someone like Kate Beckinsale, you do what you can to spend time with your wife. I don't care if you have to fucking take days off of work. You spend time with your wife. So, it's same thing with Billy Piper. Billy Piper is very attractive. And, this is the real world, but in the Doctor Who universe, Mickey and Rose is very attractive. You might want to keep her. She's smart, she's funny, she's gorgeous, got good personality. Her mom might be a little cray-cray, but, once you get married and get your own flat or something, perfectly fine. But, so he offers her, and she's like, "Okay." And then the next episode after that is basically this party where they're watching the end of the world. Not like the universe, but the end of our world, the end of Earth. It's 5 billion years in the future, and they're watching where they're having this party until the sun expands and takes out the planet. And yeah, obviously things go amok. We see the first introduction of the face of Bo, who doesn't have much to say. He's like, so you don't really hear much of Bo, but you do see him. There's a few others, like you have Madame Hooch, from Harry Potter. She's there, except she's playing this thin strip of skin with a face and a mouth, who is the last surviving human. And apparently she had like 700 surgeries to get her to stay that way. And throughout the episode, when she's talking, she's like, "I need moisturizer," and they spray her down with water or whatever to keep her from shriveling. So she turns out to be the villain. She dries up and then she explodes. Good time. And then 12 episodes or so later, or 10, I think, Regeneration. And it's a shame because Christopher Eccleston, he's basically coming off the heels of the War Doctor. The Time War just happened. He regenerates from the War Doctor, so it's fresh in his mind, this whole battle, what he's done, and it's still fresh in his mind. And he clearly, throughout the series or this season, and how he talks to people, it's clear that he's constantly thinking about it. Even with all the way up to Capaldi, even him, there was that whole speech he gave when he was with the whole model of war. They got both buttons, and there was the imposter Clara, who was really a Zygon, and Kate, and basically one of them could press the button, one couldn't. But he kind of goes off and says, this is scale model of war ever, every war ever fought, right there in front of you. And then he kind of goes off and he says, I've done things, when I close my eyes, I hear more screams than anyone can ever imagine. So, even in Capaldi's era, it's still pretty fresh. Blowing up your people and killing all of them, that's not something you forget. So, um, I wish. Actually, no, they wouldn't have done it justice with Jodie. Fucking Jodie Whittaker, man. Jodie fucking Whittaker. Chris Chinballs. They wouldn't have been able to do it. Notice how Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, they could be everything you want them to be. They can be funny. They can be serious. They can be just downright evil. But Jodie Whittaker had like one setting, and it's always like, oh, I'm so quirky and I'm socially awkward, and I'm a woman. And it's just I'm not gonna get into Jodie. I'm just saying that everyone else can portray emotions, but yeah, 15 years of Doctor Who, of New Who, rather. So let's. I don't have a glass, but I have a monster. Please sponsor me. No, I'm kidding. But let's raise a glass to 15 years of New Who, 15 years of the TARDIS and companions and the Doctor, and here's to another 15 more. Cheers. I would drink, but there's like nothing left. I just wanted to live something. So, cheers, Doctor Who. 15 years of memories. Let's create 15 more as soon as Jodie Whittaker's out of the way. So, we'll consider this it's like a cancer. We're trying to get rid of the cancer first, and then, that's when things can get better and we can recover. So, yeah. So, happy birthday, Doctor Who, or New Who. Happy birthday, 15 years. You're a teenager. You're almost legal. In a few more years, you'll be legal to drink. So, there's that to look forward to. Yeah, but 15 years, that's a pretty long time. And I really don't want it to end because of Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chinballs. But if it does, it does. If it doesn't, I hope they get back on track, look back at all the other Doctors and realize what made them great. Because we don't want Doctor Who to end. It's been on almost 60 years. We're not ready for it to leave anytime soon. We just need a change. So, again, happy birthday, Rose. Even though it wasn't your birthday, it's just the introduction of Rose. Happy birthday, Doctor Who, or New Who. And, yeah. So, in the comments below, just say, happy birthday. That's all you have to say. Or, happy birthday, Rose. Happy birthday, Doctor. Doesn't matter, just happy birthday. And, yeah. So, thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.